everyone. Welcome to How Ines Rolls. I am so glad you're here today. I have been really in a fall mood, and what that means is some more pumpkin recipes coming right at you. So let's make today a pumpkin pecan cobbler. Let's get started. So I have not made this pumpkin pecan cobbler before, so there's a couple of things that I was like, is that gonna work? I had almost everything in my pantry except for pecans, so I had to go buy some of those. But other than that, let me show you what you'll need. So for the batter, you'll just need some flour and some baking powder, which I need to buy some more of that, some salt, flour or sugar. These are kind of the makings of pumpkin pie spice. So if you have pumpkin pie spice, that might be okay. But I think I'll just do it the way the recipe calls for. And I did have some leftover pumpkin in the fridge, so I wanted to use that up. Some vanilla, some melted butter is also in the microwave. So let's get started on the batter. All right, so we are going to start making this batter. Now, it doesn't seem like it's too intricate, so I'm just going to go through this pretty quickly. Dry ingredients first, add your wet. Kind of go from there. So the only thing that's a little bit different here is they want you to put in 3 tablespoons of flour on top of the cup. 3 tablespoons is probably about a 1/4 cup-ish. So maybe that should have just been in the recipe. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Let's hope I have enough. Goodness. Yeah, we have enough. I definitely need to go buy some more though. With all my pantry stock up, you would think I would stock this up. It was on my shopping list. I just couldn't find it at the store. It was sold out. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then 3/4 of a cup of sugar, granulated sugar. Now, don't worry, if you're not writing everything down right now, that's totally fine. I will add a link to the recipe in the description box below. So now we're going to get into the spices. So we have cinnamon. We'll do a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and then 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. It's already smelling like pumpkin pie spice. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of mix that up a little bit, just dry mix. And then we're going to add some of these wet ingredients to this and start blending. 1/4 cup of melted butter. It actually says that we could use some oil, but I think butter is better. Don't you agree? And then we're going to add 1/2 cup of this pumpkin puree. So if you are using a recipe that doesn't call for the whole can, you could just keep it in the refrigerator for about a week or so. And then if you're not going to use it right away, you should put it probably in the freezer. But I am a fan of not throwing away pumpkin because I can always use it for another dessert. Okay, so that is our pumpkin. And then we get some milk. Okay, 1/4 cup. So I'm just going to do half of this. 1/4 cup of milk. And 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Wonder if I'll do my oops. There, I did almost 1 3/4. Somebody did comment that they noticed I didn't do an oops in my last one, and it's because I have this much amount of vanilla. I put it in order for this. This is one of my favorites, so I will show you right here. And the company is globalgoods.com. It's pretty inexpensive too, considering. All right, so I'm gonna give this a little bit of a blend, and I'll bring you guys closer. Okay, so it is a pretty thick batter. I even added a little bit of a splash of milk to this just to kind of give it a little bit more flexibility. It's still pretty thick, so maybe like a teaspoon or tablespoon at most. And you can see it's a pretty good size batter. So it's like pour it, it's not gonna pour. So we're gonna spoon it into a greased 8x8 dish. So we're gonna try to get that as evenly as possible. Let me get another spoon. A spatula would work great. I just don't have mine ready. So this is one of those parts of the recipe where I'm like, is this gonna work? And that's why I'm doing it with you guys today, so that way we can learn together. You right, guys? Just wait, there's more. Kind of feels like a science experiment coming up pretty soon. Okay, so now in a smaller bowl, we're going to blend, just mix together about a 1/4 cup of pecans. I love pecans. But I think you could substitute walnuts if you would prefer. You can hear everything's kind of working for me now. So it's probably a tiny bit more than a 1/4 cup. But to that, we're gonna add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and also a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And then we're just gonna mix that together. And then we're gonna sprinkle that all on top of here. You can see it's gonna be the crumble. Yeah, lots and lots of sugar in this one, guys. So that's another thing that I'm like, oh, is this gonna be too much sugar? Science experiment number 2. And you can hear probably my microwave going, and that's gonna be the part that I was like, I've never done this before. So you'll have to let me know when I show you if this is something you've ever done. Okay, so it looks like that is looking pretty good. We're just gonna evenly sprinkle all over. I'm wondering if it's because maybe I didn't add like a ton of sugar into the... We are trying this together. Okay, so there it is, evenly spread out. We are to pour 1.5 cups of hot, very hot water over the entire thing, and we are not to stir anything. So let's do this. Oh, things are happening, things are happening. 1.5 cups. Okay, so that batter is, remember, it's nice and thick. So obviously this is gonna get right into that, and we'll see what the outcome looks like. So baked at 350 for 40 minutes. Let's do this. I'm also going to add a baking sheet underneath it, just in case it bubbles and splutters and could make a mess. And then now I need to focus on the mess in my kitchen. Good thing we have 40 minutes. Look at this piping hot cobbler, you guys. It is smelling all kinds of fall in here. But look underneath. Do you see the liquid? That is caramel. I cannot wait to try this. And you know, it probably would have been better if I had bought some vanilla ice cream. Just saying. But wow, this is looking all kinds of good. So I have to be a little patient to let it cool down a lot. But you know, I'll be trying it with you very soon. Okay, you guys, I just put some on a little plate because it's now time to try. I was gonna use a spatula, but underneath it is like all this caramel. So let me show you. Take a look at all of this caramel that's underneath. Oh my gosh, you guys, that is so lovely. So I poured it on a little bit on my little piece of pumpkin pecan cobbler, and now it's time to taste. Oh, I hope this is good. That is so good. Oh man. It's been so fun trying to find some really good and different pumpkin recipes. So I love pumpkin with chocolate chips, but this pumpkin with pecan has got like such a good flavor, like the spices in there. It is really, really like fall-ish. And I like the crunch that the pecans give. This caramel is amazing. And if it's warm, a scoop of vanilla ice cream would be so good. I gotta make that one again. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel, watching me make this, and I really hope it inspires or gets you in the kitchen, get your thought processes going. That fall's right around the corner. Try some new pumpkin recipes. This pumpkin pecan cobbler, it is worth it. And you guys, it's kind of fun to do that science experiment of recipes that I've never tried before, and I think you will like it as well. So thanks, rollers, for stopping by, and stick around. You just never know what I'll be rolling out next. Bye, everyone.